What's up, YouTube? Sportsroom, gridlocked. I'm wearing the wrong color, red. Disregard that, I'm filming on Saturday. I gotta root for both my teams. Guns up. Unlike this team, sad face, Kansas City Chiefs are still unbeaten. After pulling out a win, they only have one more game left before bye week, in which they will play the Buffalo Bills. And the week after that bye week, we play the Denver Broncos. Ladies and gentlemen, what? The Denver Broncos Chiefs game has grown to a matter of such importance beyond just the Chiefs fans' minds, which it is every year, and the Broncos fans' minds, which it is some years, to a national level of importance this year. The game has been moved from a Thursday to a Sunday night primetime football. I was really hoping for an unbeaten versus an unbeaten. But let's not look past the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of teams that get under my feathers, fantasy football is on my nerves, man. I traded away Darren McFadden for Justin Blackman. Blackman violates the substance abuse policy again. He's out for at least a year. And Darren McFadden, going from his 2.8 points per game, is now showing signs of life with even air. Despite all of that, I managed to scrounge an ugly victory against Chris Thompson. I am surprisingly and unexpectedly back in 5th place at 4-4.
8-0. 8-0. So with the MLS playoffs coming up, I have not been paying attention to football at all. All I know is that I'm 8-0 on my fantasy football. In a janky relationship with Peyton Manning lately. The Niners helped out a lot this week with the fact that they played the Jaguars in London, so our very own Cassidy Quinn was right there. Now I know everyone has been talking about this, about Calvin Johnson's who knows how many yards, touchdown or whatever. It sounds like an amazing thing to do because I noticed that he got 50 points. Obviously it has to mean something great, and I guess it is. I even saw something on ESPN or something about it. So good for you, Calvin Johnson, even though you almost made me lose this past weekend. And yes, the Broncos, they lost last time. They lost last week. I believe that the Chiefs are still perfect, and they're 8-0 just like I am. So it's like we're twins, guys.
So if we could just kind of keep it on the down low about me losing this week, maybe Cassidy won't find out. My team failed to come up with more points than Cassidy's team last week. This happened not because the Seahawks played terrific. They only put up 14 points against the St. Louis Rams, which is bad. But Marvin Jones put up 4 touchdowns for the Bengals, and apparently she started Marvin Jones. And that was not good for me. With Tom Brady playing awful, LaShawn McCoy not playing great, the Eagles losing to the Giants, it was just bound to be a bad week in football for me. I did not come up with the win, but I haven't heard any bragging yet, so maybe she doesn't know that she won, and maybe she doesn't have to find out. If we can all get in on this together and just kind of be quiet about it, maybe she won't find out, and that would be great if that could happen.
Hello sports fans, Cassidy Quinn here, and welcome to Gridlocked. So first I want to start off by saying that I somehow magically won my fantasy matchup. And I say magically because I was in London and really not paying attention to my lineup very much, and then all of a sudden, Monday night, I get back in the country and look at my fantasy team, and I'd won! So, congratulations, and a pat on the back to me for not even trying. Also, the Seahawks won this week. Barely. I actually couldn't watch this game because I was on an airplane, but from what I've heard, they really shouldn't have won. I mean, they should. In my opinion, they always should win, but they almost didn't win because they won only 15-9, and one touchdown by the Rams could have made a difference, and it almost did in the final seconds of the game. But luckily, the Seahawks defense is just too darn intimidating, and the Rams could not complete that final touchdown. Phew! Golden Tate scored, count 'em, 2 touchdowns for the Seahawks, and he's actually on my fantasy team, so maybe that's how I won. It was definitely a tough game for the Seahawks, but as always, my boys pull through, and the defense really pulled through, and that is what made this game, and I'm just glad that they could do it. So I apologize to the Rams. I'm sorry we beat you, but I'm really not that sorry. I'm sorry that you couldn't complete that touchdown in the end. Whoop.
Fantasy football, college football, NFL football, sports are just coming out of my ears, and I love it.
Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. We're having fun here, and we're glad that you guys are joining us.
And now it's basketball season, so you can watch 2 shows here on the Sports Room. Oh my god, mind blown. So many sports going on.
We're getting ready for trash talk, so click on over to that other video if you haven't seen it yet.
This is Chris, and this has been the Sports Room, and you have been gridlocked.
Just making sound effects because I can.
We will see you guys next time.
And I will see you next week here on the Sports Room and stuff.
Bye!